Somebody say Senpai tapes? Hey, give fifth and ultra instinct at the same time. OG Sage Mode, they calling me the Senpai. All Might and Saitama at the same time. Shadow Clone Jutsu, they calling me the Senpai. Senpai tapes, Senpai tapes, Senpai tapes, Senpai tapes, Senpai tapes. Senpai tape, 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 senpai tape.
What's going on, y'all? Back with another Senpai Tapes. We got Senpai 2s in the building.
What up?
How's everybody doing today, man?
Bro, it's a good week. And it has been a crazy week for anime. We've got a lot of finales.
I am here today because I am just a little bit furious on what Demon Slayer pulled on us fans. Personally, I'm a little mad because they didn't advertise it enough.
At all.
Dude, where was it on ads? Literally, they didn't show too much. They didn't show enough.
I'll admit.
Literally, what were you gonna say?
I'll admit, I didn't even see the movie.
I told Twos not to see it. You could this is for the senpais, right? Listen, Twos, for everyone. We're no longer gonna call them our fans. They're the senpais also.
Hey, welcome.
Everyone is welcome as a senpai. And I had to let Twos senpai know on the way. I called him. I was screaming. Remember, Twos? I'm like,
He's like, bro,
I'm on the way to see the Demon Slayer movie right now. I'm going to the theater. I'm just ecstatic, bro. I'm just going crazy. I get there, as soon as I get up to get my ticket, my phone dies. I'm like, oh.
you're lying.
I run back to the car. Leave it in the charger for a while. Notice that the charger wasn't even working. It wasn't fully plugged. No, like, come on. So I get it charged finally. I finally make it in. The girl saw me. She was like, she's like,
come on.
Yeah, she had seen me like how it died. I get in. It was just like about to start. So I made it. I saw everything. We're gonna put the pictures of me there, and I got a picture of like a little clip of me right before my phone died again while I was in there. So no, it was real nice to see the last season reanimated again. I enjoyed it, but I was a little thrown off because I wasn't too sure what I was getting into. I don't often, a lot of times, like watch too many like trailers before I go and watch these anime movies, or like watch too many trailers in general. So like I go to the movies and I'm like thinking it's gonna be like the whole new arc. Like I'm about to go. Like I thought I was gonna be drooling. Yeah. And I was just a little disappointed when it hit me. I was like, really? Are we getting to a point where anime is too popular and that they're just like, they just feel like they can just throw anything at us at this point and water down these movies? Because I felt like the train arc in the theaters was so legendary. It's monumental in anime history. It changed like the boundaries in the scale to me, and I was let down. But it was cool to see what because I've read the manga. It was cool to see, they showed all the classes of the demons. They showed the number one.
Yo.
They show and the way they did it was awesome, and it was amazing. The graphics. It was finally cool to finally get to that point. But man, I mean, it was like almost like an hour and a half or 2 hours to where we got to see anything new.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is one of the best animes of all time. But man, to be let down like that, I feel like anime is getting too popular for its own good.
That to me feels like low-key like a cash grab because, like you said, with the Mugen Train like being so huge and so good, they knew like if we put a movie out, everyone's going to see it. And I remember when you called me, I had the worst FOMO I was like, bro, I can't believe you're seeing it. I was so excited. I told you, I was like, text me the second you're out. And then you're like, I'm not going to lie, a little disappointed. I was like, what?
Hurt, man.
So what I heard is it's the last 2 episodes of the last season and then the 1 hour episode that we're going to get put together. And then that's the movie, basically.
I do have to say, Raizu, that boy Raizu, was terrified when he saw the number 1. It's going to be pretty epic coming up, though. Like, all I got to say is the anime is about to go nuts. Because I kind of know what's going to happen. And all I got to say is, guys, you guys are in for a treat. The anime is doing it phenomenally. I wish in the future they advertise it a bit more. And they, don't recap, like, reanimate and, like, speed up. No, a whole arc that we already seen and put it in theaters again, Well,
it's honestly just Demon Slayer that's been doing it, because now it's twice. We got the Mugen Train movie, then we were ready for season 2, then they reanimated all of the movie broken up with commercial breaks.
Dude, you know when they can do that is when the anime is over. Then they can go and, like, put that in theaters, and people will go watch it knowing what they're going to watch and be like, I want to see this again in like a theater setting.
Yeah.
Don't just get us like that. I feel like, oh, man, I was a little too hyped. But like I said, Demon Slayer is still going to proceed to be a great anime, and I know it.
I just hope other companies or studios don't pick up this habit. And Demon Slayer's like, we see the reviews from this. Like, we hear you guys. Because, like you said, like, don't get me wrong, Demon Slayer's top tier by all means. But nobody wants, like, the Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like, we keep hearing about movies, and we're like, I'll just wait because it's just going to be a reanimation,
I do have to mention that Cam, I talked to Cam, and he mentioned that he felt like the number 1 demon looked related to Tanjiro.
Ooh.
And that's a cool theory. I have to expound on that theory, but
ooh.
I feel like he does kind of look like him, but it wouldn't make sense as to, like, this demon's been alive for a lot longer than Tanjiro's dad would have been.
Yeah.
And we have already seen Tanjiro's dad in flashbacks, so it's definitely, I could debunk that theory because it's already there. You know what I mean?
You don't think it's like a bloodline thing? Like deep down or something?
I'm just telling you it's not his dad.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do you want me to spoil it for you or something? Or I can tell you.
When's that first episode come out?
I could tell you if it's not or it is, because it's... Yeah, I'm just messing with you. No, we'll get to that, man. No spoilers. We don't need to go that too far ahead.
We got so much to go over.
We'll keep up with the animes, right? You guys are anime watchers. We'll keep up with the animes. And I got to talk about To Your Eternity, bro. We're going to start off with that. We're going in. Mega Man, relax. Chill. Yo, to the senpais, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate too, Senpai, coming through. Yeah, that's going to be our new words. Because I did notice on our TikTok, we'll tend to call them fans and all that. But, I like a better word, I feel like the senpais is just fun.
I like the senpais.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone that watches...
Everyone that watches is part of us.
Yeah, they want to be a master in something. We're all masters in anime. We're all little senpais.
Well, we're all little... I mean, it doesn't even have to be towards mastering something. Senpais is just, someone, older than you. They're your senpai. I mean... but we're all, a senpai to someone.
Yeah.
Right? That's why... Snoop, chill. I feel like the guys are falling. We're all senpais to someone... and we just got to respect each other, respect the world. So that's what I'm going to call everyone else from now on. I think it's our thing. I love it. Senpai tapes.
I'm a big fan.
Welcome, fam. But yeah, To Your Eternity. Fushi. All of my favorite characters appeared again. How did you feel about that?
I gotta pick the right words because emotion. I felt good, man. Like having them. First off, we're talking about To Your Eternity all the way up till the season's done. We're covering it all right now.
First off, let's talk about the war that was going on. It damn near seemed like they were defeated. The knockers were literally had them against the rails.
Oh yeah.
And Fushi was passed out towards a lot of it. We'll go even back then. And you have to admit, everything up until the end, Bon was calculating. Because our boy, too, Senpai, has something to say to everybody about Bon. Because our boy Bon is really To Your Eternity. Like, he became almost like a main character in his own way.
Without a doubt, I need to say to all of you, I apologize for putting Bachira above Bon. I had a lot of hate towards Bon because he was doing things I didn't want, and I knew by the end, it would all work out, and damn it, that boy did it. That boy, he saved everything, honestly.
So the dude that had the knocker in his arm, like, obviously, you know, he wasn't good that entire time. Like, we knew he was up to something, you know, and, you know, Bon warned him. Everyone warned, you know, Fushi in a way.
Yeah.
And then everything happens, and Fushi finds out he can reincarnate these people. I think we talked about that last episode, how he reincarnated.
Who gets to decide who?
Well, he reincarnated the people that had died, like, just there in that time. Then he started reincarnating. People started reappearing from his past, the people that he literally was super connected to from the beginning. I mean, Marsh comes, his original mom, March.
But who else?
The little girl.
Who else?
Our legend.
Goo.
Yeah, goo, dude.
That boy.
Bro, he's a legend. It's crazy how, like, connected he became with everyone, and everyone just spread out, started taking out all the knockers. I mean, dude, it was just crazy how much he got done when he was able to, like, reincarnate all the people that he, like, started with and just, as a team, just take down all the knockers. Bro, it was legendary because I cried when most of these people died in the anime. I always said, like, I spoke to Twos before, and I said, you don't want to get too attached to any of the characters because they'll eventually die off. We thought that was the case. Even Bon, and he promised he was gonna give Bon's body back, when he was done, and Bon refused. He's like,
Nope.
He's like, I want. You have to use it until the very end, until this mission is complete. The GOAT side protagonist, the GOAT side character of the year. I think I predicted it right, and my boy Twos is here to admit it.
Not only did you predict that right, because you did, I'll give it to you, but also in a previous episode we were joking about the fact that, like, haha, Fushi's eventually gonna become like the black cloaked man, and he's gonna control the whole entire world. Yeah, the man did.
Well, he ends up just appearing to be knocked out there, but he was really alive right there and just connected to the entire world, right? While he's just like laying back in that chair, and March is just crying there. She didn't want to grow up without him. None of them wanted to, like, really live without him. At least they got that last final moment, to help him accomplish everything he needed to accomplish.
March stayed with him. Gugu protected him. Everybody did their thing, got to live their life in a little bit, while still staying with Fushi and, like, protecting him. They both got what they wanted, You get to live your life, you can still be with me.
They stayed with Fushi till the end of eternity. And that is what literally life is. They stayed with him, and that's all of us together, all of us senpais, all of us friends, all of us brothers and sisters and people. When we get to cherish these memories and hold them together, we really do, we share the special moment in time for, however long it is, it doesn't matter. We actually get this, and that lasts for an eternity, even if our lives and our flesh don't get to stay here forever. what stays here forever is just that moment in time, the fact that we were here and we all got to live together.
Preach, dog. What the?
And bro, Bond, his ghost self was his most beautiful version. He looked amazing.
What do you mean? Wait. You said Bond looks the best shaven.
He was shaven, but he had the shaved beard. He just had the clean mustache, the nice lock, the nice hairs. He looked amazing. Bro, Bond, his transformations are just amazing. And then him as an old man at the end.
Oh, my God.
Looked amazing. He's just looking there at all his family as they're just with him as he's, passing on.
Bro, he got his wife. He got all his friends. He got to live his life.
All because Fushi got to accomplish everything he wanted, and Bond was there from the beginning to help him from the second he met him. And I knew from the second he shaved that hair and he came out serious, I knew he was on a mission.
So I do want to say, without a doubt, Bond was right. The plan worked flawlessly. But at the same time, I think everybody was wrong in a certain sense. Everybody thought they knew what needed to happen. Fushi was like, all right, I need to do whatever. I need whatever you guys say. And then it happened where Hasuye, whatever, the guy with the left arm, he lost his mind because his emotions for Fushi, everything. At this point, he's not thinking right. Mm-hmm. This thing's controlling his body. And, everything went wrong. Everyone died. Bond's sitting there. And even, Fushi's dead. Everyone's dead. March is there. My son, wake up. Mm-hmm. And Bond had that moment where he's he really sacrificed everything. Killed himself. Reincarnated so that way Fushi could use his body. Fushi had to put the pieces together right then. And,
Fushi just wakes up as Bond.
And that's where I feel like Bond, Bond looked at him and was like, this is the end goal we needed. This is how we were supposed to be here, but now let's work together. Hayase kills himself. Everything goes back, bro.
I don't think you remember this far back, Twos, but I didn't like Bond myself when I first was introduced to Bond.
Really?
You did. When we first encountered Bond, right? He had the beard. He still had the stash looking,
He was the dumb, goofy character. No plans.
He was a goofy, soon-to-be prince or king or royal or whatever, the case may be. And he just didn't have a purpose. And, man, that character had so much plot development within, a small amount of time, within one season. This man had so much character development. Bond is a legend.
Bro, that's crazy. Because let's think about this.
Senpai. Yeah, sorry.
Bow.
I do want to move on to my hero.
Well, first, I want to talk about the biggest thing of To Your Eternity. They announced we're getting season 3. Season 3's in production. But how about how it left off? We are years in the future. Some might say present day is where Fushi is now. And the vines are all over the world.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, he's definitely in present day. He's in a more modern time.
People with cell phones.
We did get to see that. Oh, man. Anyone who hasn't seen To Your Eternity, please watch it. Please watch it. Literally, I'm going to rewatch that anime again just because of how good it was. It was so good. And I can't wait for season 3. I was so ecstatic to see that it's in production. I'm sorry I got cut off. That was what I was going to say in the moment. So, the end of season 2, it ends. Bond's just there, He dies. He's, all fragile.
Oh.
He's sitting there looking beautiful, though, as an old man, too. Good old Bond. And then, bro, when it ends, dude, and they're just playing the end song, and I just stared at the background for probably 5 minutes, just shock, wow, this was amazing.
I did the same thing for 2 to 3 minutes. I paused it when it's production on season 3 coming. I just looked at it
I just stared.
I
Yeah, I
want
just
more,
stared.
bro.
I just stared into the background. They just have like this like moving, nice like background and
Nice little like painted thing, but like
oh man,
just the possibilities of where the show can go now. Like I thought, if they were to not do season 3, I'd be totally okay with the series being wrapped up like that. Like I'm okay. So for them to want to do more, and saying like we still got more to tell you, feed me, please.
thank you to your eternity. You've done so well this season. Thank you, my boy Bon. And thank you to Senpai for admitting when
I
you're
was
wrong.
wrong about Bond. There is one other thing I want to talk to people, because I was talking to my little cousin who watched season 1 of To Your Eternity. I'm like, oh my god, have you seen season 2? He's like, nah, the first one was like really emotional. Like I just wasn't ready to like cry or be like have a sad anime. And I'm like, so that's what's crazy. Season 1 was like you were talking about, so much impact on introducing these characters and really getting their story. And like we've admitted I cried multiple times in season 1. Season 2 there wasn't any
We
tears,
fiend
but
for those twos.
season
Not
2 is so much
everybody's
more
like that.
action and character development, like
Yeah.
totally different. If your
So
only
much
drawback,
action, so much action through that whole anime though.
yeah, if the
so
only thing
much.
holding you back from watching season 2 was season 1 was too emotional, it's all worth it for this
was so
season.
deep. It was so well written. Everything connected from the beginning to the end, from Gugu to like March to everybody that they brought back, bro. It was just
It's everything's for a reason. Like anime is not disappointing. People have learned what is
And
good.
to see how humble Fushi was. Even after like achieving all this and learning everything, he still let Marsh call him his mother, or his son.
Yeah,
And she still claims I'm your mom, and
don't talk back to me.
yeah, and he still gave her the same exact respect as he did all those years back, and that just goes to show like how humbling and great Fushi was as a main character. in this
And she really
movie.
brought him back, because like the episode before that is when he's walking up to everybody that's an immortal and just like shooting them point blank in public, and everything's going crazy, and like you're just looking at it like no one is themselves. And oh my god, you need to watch it.
Please watch it.
Now,
I have to go on though. My Hero Academia.
Ooh.
Boku no Hero Academia. I always tell everybody it's doing things that no other anime has ever done. It is the standard of anime today. It is the best shonen anime right after One Piece.
ooh,
Tied with One Piece. Literally,
what?
let me stop. But all I gotta say is, bro, everything they're doing is just flawless.
Absolutely.
Bro, I'm gonna start with Dark Deku going around the city. First, he fights the girl that has a snipe that basically has that like sniping ability, right? She's like supposed to be Hawk's replacement or like somebody.
Yeah, a secret assassin just like him.
Yep. He ends up defeating her. He's going around taking on vigilantes all by himself, doing everything, thinking he can put everything on his back, just out the whole entire villains, all, like everything on his back. Everything is just on him. He feels like he can just do it all, and he doesn't want to burden anybody. Right? He's going around being basically his little stain self.
Bro, man was a
Or
lot more like staying in
Batman.
it. Yes. Mopping up the streets. And saving people,
then-
and they're running, screaming, crying, because like he doesn't even look like a hero now.
So, spoiler alert to anyone who's not caught up. And then the class shows up and says, "No, you're not going anywhere." They had a meeting with the principal. Listen, we're taking Deku back to the school. Basically saying there's no other option, bro.
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Bring him home. We are his best chance. They convinced him that, and they agreed.
How do they convince him, Drace?
immediately.
How do they convince him?
How did they convince him?
How do they convince Deku?
I wasn't talking about Deku. I was talking about the principal first.
Mm.
They convinced the principal that, you know.
We need him. We need him here. Where are the protectors?
That we're his best chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, we're his protectors.
So they go and show up. He's being his little vigilante self, which, you know, we're all thinking, is the anime going towards a place where, like I even said, where Deku is just going to be alone and might go down maybe close to a villainous path where he feels he has to burden himself and take it all on himself? And are they going to forget about the other heroes, or are they not going to be shown? Nope. This anime is character development to the T. They are doing it like no other. They're doing it exactly how it should be done. Bakugo, Todoroki, Tokoyami are all just as important as Midoriya in the story to be the greatest hero the Academy and the world has ever seen. And everybody is a unit. It's the closeness. It was always the closeness of the Academia that was truly, truly their strength. It was their bond. Even Deku convinced the other classmates that all of them together could have taken All Might, or even All for One. And he came to convince himself that he was burdening them. Shigaraki was too strong. He's going to destroy them. They're going to hold him back. I'm going to ask you this, Twos. What did they do to convince him he needs to come back home?
They fought with all of their heart, all of their might, every lesson they've learned, things that Deku has taught them from previous fights or the tournaments or festivals or stuff where they realize they need each other and all this, and they're using his words and keep going. They did it all.
All the emotion All Might was even feeling as Deku just kept turning his back, thinking he doesn't need you anymore. I don't need my mentor. I don't need my classmates. This is all on me now. I felt All Might in that moment. I'm just like, oh. And All Might almost felt like, did I put this burden on him? Did I bestow this piece of hair of burden onto this man?
That was tough to watch. That moment where All Might's just like, I can no longer help you, but I will, the way you want me to, or I want to with power, but I will be there for you in every other sense. I made a promise to your mother that I will protect you the day I made you my heir. Oh.
Bro, and as each classmate meets him at each different section of the city, he's trying to escape. He's just trying to get out of there. Each classmate has a message for him saying, listen, you are the reason I am this far. From the beginning, he always showed, because a lot of the people, I always shut them up when they tend to say, oh, Midoriya is just the crybaby. He's just this and that. He, from the very beginning, with tears in his eyes, ran towards anything he had to conquer. He always did, even without a quirk. And as each classmate tried to stop this man and said, listen, we are your best chance. We are your strength. You are our strength. We will do this together. We all know who stood out the most was Bakugo and Ochako. And one more honorable mention. When Frappy spoke, I froze in time.
Really? Because for me, I have a number one above them all.
Who's that?
Lita. Lita's
Really?
words are the ones that hit me.
I feel like everybody had someone else from their perspective, that words truly hit them. And that's what that was for. Because the My Hero Academia is very much about the academia. Like, it was never about just one man's story. It was about his journey with his classmates, bro. The greatest story of anime in power scales of all time.
And then surely from there, I mean, what, tons of messages, everything. It had to have ended happy from there. Surely he agreed and just went there, no problems. Right back home to UA.
Nope, that wasn't the case, right? but even before that, I wanna point out the words that Bakugo expressed to Midoriya. He looked him in his eyes and was like, I never told you this, but our entire lives, I felt like I was behind you. You thought you were chasing me this entire life that we lived. He admitted for the very first time, he said, every time I looked back at you, I saw how far ahead you were of me, and I tried to run the other way.
And from
That's
there,
your boy.
that's right there, baby. That man, not only that, but he was the first one to tell him when they went there to bring him back before this whole fight and speeches and everything. And the one thing I thought, because every time Deku's out saving these people and they're running from fear, the one thing he said as a kid, I'll be the person to run out there and with a smile, just like All Might. And Bakugo said to him, can you smile right now? Like, they saved him. They all defeated someone together. And Deku's like, I got to go. And he's like, can you smile? Can you smile after saving these people? And exactly when I was thinking it, and I was like,
oh my God.
That's what it's all about.
Too. Oh.
Dude, it's not, I don't know, man. It's hard to do action and emotions in the same sense, and they nailed it.
They saved Deku when he needed saving most. And who is going to save the heroes when the heroes are always busy saving everyone else?
That's a big question.
Ochiko's still up in front of everybody. Goat Chico. I must mention. Goat Chico, a.k.a. Ochiko, Eureka. Literally, she had the best words out of everybody. She stood there and said, just because I have special powers, just because someone has special powers does not make them a special person.
That hit.
That hit me so hard because I relate to that. If someone who thinks I have these special gifts, which I do, all I see myself as just a normal person. What makes someone special? What makes someone special is how truly they're viewed by the rest of the world. And that's really up to you how you go about.
That hits the nail on the head. And that was kind of like the whole point of this episode. The most recent that just aired with Ochiko's speech. And like you said, Gochiko, no doubt. I will openly admit, this episode that just appeared, I think I cried like 3 different parts. One was like a tear up. One was I got a full on cry out.
Tear fest with these anime.
Bro, but they've been hitting the emotion. And the Ochiko, like, it's the pain you feel that, everybody saw Ochiko's confession for the title. I mean, personally, I'm like, cool. Here's Ochiko, like, gonna, like, confess her love to Deku and be like, you're the reason I'm strong, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what this is. This is just her, like, telling everybody what they need to hear. The open thoughts that no one's saying and pointing out who like, no one recognizes Deku at this point. They don't even know he's the one that's been saving half of these people.
Facts.
Because he's just unrecognizable. He looks like a villain.
I don't want to skip over Bakugo too fast. I do feel like he was the real reason Midoriya. You hear some bike.
That boy's
outside.
quick.
Zoom in. Yo, sorry, but I do want to mention that Bakugo was the reason I felt like Midoriya was truly convinced that, like, all right, that is my home. Like, Bakugo's always been stronger than me, and he admitted that, like, that he feels like I've always been ahead. Like, I've never felt that way, but he feels that way, you know?
No, that's true. Because, I mean, the whole time you're watching the show, up until season maybe 3, Bakugo's just always ahead of him. It's just Midoriya trying to figure out quirks, trying to keep his secret safe and everything, and you're like, all right, one day he's going to catch up. He's going to be able to use his powers like Bakugo. Meanwhile, we're just out here, like, from Midoriya's point of view, not realizing that Bakugo's looking at him like, why can't I be this guy?
Yeah. No,
Changes the whole show.
go a little closer to the mic. Yeah, when you talk, sorry. Or just pull it up to you.
I feel like I'm loud.
No, it sounds better, bro. Trust me.
I just don't want to blow your eardrums. Sorry, senpais.
No, man. You'd rather it sound more like loud and crisp than like,
I get that.
faint. But no, I feel like Bakugo was the one who convinced him to come. And Ochiko, when the crowd just wasn't having him, like, they said, no, I don't want him entering. She was the one who stepped up to the plate and was like, that's when she had her moments. Just like, no, I am here for Deku. I'm his hero when he doesn't have one.
That was the one that...
And he really was hit by that.
Well, the other moment is why the heroes aren't heroes to Ochiko. Like, who helps the heroes when they're down? And it goes to a flashback of her as a child, seeing, like, the heroes just, like, beating up some dude, and she's staring at the crowd, smiling and cheering them on. And you look over at the heroes, and her parents are like, oh, what are you doing? The heroes are over there. And she's sitting there staring at the people, and she looks over at the hero who's, like, beaten up. Granted, he just won, but, like, can barely move. And then they go back to, like, just the passerby, the people. And they're like, yeah, you got this. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done. And you see his whole attitude change and smile. And he's like, he's powerful again. Mm-hmm. And it's that whole who's the hero for the heroes. And that moment, like, really connected to me.
The people.
And they explain it so well in the episode. Like, there's no longer, like, heroes and people and villains. It's an even playing field. It's just who's powerful at this point and who's doing right and who's doing wrong.
I want to ask you, did that kind of look like Stain at the end of the episode?
Oh, that was without a doubt Stain. That was without a doubt Stain.
That's going to be crazy. I can't wait for Stain's return.
This is about to... I'm not a manga reader, but I can tell this series is about to go dark and crazy. And
this series has been so good to us. I want all the haters to hush.
Yeah, listen, senpais, I love you. But there are still one or two comments who are like, you guys are really talking about my hero so much. Bro.
Have they said that?
I've seen it was in an older TikTok video. And granted, it's not... I love all my fans. I still love you even if you don't like my hero, you don't like that we talk about it. But I will openly say I'm not going to stop talking about my hero if it keeps going like this. This thing is flawless, bro.
What do you mean keeps going like this? It's
always...
It's one of the standards of anime right now. What are you watching an anime podcast right now if you don't watch My Hero Academia? I'd literally be like, what? Like, okay. Like, what do you watch? Like the old freaking DVD, like old anime movies and stuff. Like, what? You're one of those guys? Come on, man. Like, anime has evolved. It's changed so much. Like, as long as you like, you like anime, whatever you like, who cares?
Yeah.
I started with anime when I was very young. From Dragon Ball to Yu Yu Hakusho to.
Bro,
it started with even like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and One Piece, Naruto.
I was Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, Rurouni Kenshin, and Pokemon. All those like cartoons back in the day.
It doesn't matter when you start. That's the point. Is there's good anime to watch, and there's animes you won't like. You know, some animes you have to give more than one chance.
Mhm.
Some are actually like really good, and they just won't catch you at first. And then you watch them again, and you're like, man, this is juicy, bro.
I mean, sometimes it's about you yourself. There's been animes where I'm not ready to watch, and I pass it off as like a bad anime. But me personally, I just wasn't ready for it. Pick it up later, I'm like, yo, I relate to this so much. Back then I couldn't, but now I can, and now that's my kind of anime.
Our next subject was exactly that. Tokyo Revengers. My first run through the first episode, it wasn't a catch to me. I don't know why. I just wasn't ready at the time. Now it's one of my top animes, and we're going to get into that. Where I also told Tuz earlier why it's been my least favorite anime to watch of the last few weeks, and he's wondering why.
I've been waiting. I've had to wait longer than y'all. Y'all just heard this, so I'm going to talk for like a second, so you have to wait and be like, what is he talking about? It's been so good. What is he talking about? But I've been waiting too, so let's find out.
So Tuz Senpai, the reason it's been my least favorite anime to watch, it's something you would have never guessed. So I don't pay for Hulu, the premium. So I still have ads. So I watch Tokyo Revengers with ads, and it hurts sometimes, bro. Because it's so good, and it'll be just in such a good moment, and then it'll just like completely just like stop you, and then you're just like, oh my God, these ads. But then I'm like, oh wait, John Wick 4 is coming out in a week? Like, oh, yes. But then I'm like, oh man, come on. And like, you know, you get like all like,
You
waiting,
can't, yeah.
Waiting. Because, bro, it has been going crazy. We have to go all the way back because we started talking about the fight at the church, and we're going to start there again. Taiju is a literal gorilla primate.
Unit, bro. This man's a tank.
Everybody that is running at him is getting knocked.
I think when we last talked on the podcast, he fought 2 different people, maybe 3 different people at that point. Now?
So just to put you in the scenario, though, Taiju is in the church trying to stab his own sister while everyone else is trying to step in and stop this man. So everyone is at this point is pretty much going at him. Takamichi probably took, I was counting, 32, 33, 34, like punches to the face. Like he just kept taking punches and punches and just kept getting up. Until he finally said to Hawkeye, who literally screams at Takamichi, Hawkeye's like, you will never change anything, Takamichi. Why are you doing this? You will never change a thing. He got up, looks at Hawkeye in the face and says, the only thing that won't change is you. And went right back to fighting his ape of a freaking brother. Finally provoked Hawkeye to finally step in, because after seeing Takamichi always standing, after always just getting murked and destroyed.
And these aren't like the people he fought before. This is like Taiju at like 70, 80% power. Full on swinging. His eye is shut closed, covered in blood.
Is it Takamichi or Taka Punchbag?
Bro, Taka Punchbag. Say what you want, but we talked about it before.
Bro.
Boy takes hits.
All I'm going to say is Takamichi is a literal tank too. I don't think we've mentioned that before. But Takamichi is a tank. He brought Taiju to his knees. He was the first. All the other leaders there, present, couldn't even get close to Taiju. How did you feel when he brought him to his knees?
I'm so glad. I wanted to bring that up so bad. Bro, that moment, like, I stood up. Because I was right after. I watched that, I think, maybe, like, 3 days after we did the last podcast. I'm like, bro, can he just get one hit in? Please. Like, then I'll be happy. And sure enough, that episode, and they're like, oh, he dropped him. At least to a knee. But for Takamichi, that's the most baller, cold thing you could ever do.
Spoiler alert, right? To anyone who's not caught up on Tokyo Revengers, please catch up. Mikey finally shows up. But before all that, the true hero was Takemichi, like they later on said.
No doubt.
Takemichi held Taiju enough time for Mikey to show up, the invincible Mikey, who Taiju laughed in his face and said, "Invincible must be a joke." This man slams Mikey straight to the ground, head collision onto the floor. You almost think he is just dead.
At first, I was like, bro, he killed him.
He literally is out cold. Taiju looks back at Tommen and all the rest of the freaking gang members, laughing, saying, "This is your invincible Mikey?" Literally out cold on the floor.
That had me worried, bro.
We were all worried. He's literally looking at his sister like, "Oh, this is about to go down. Now I'm killing all of you. And my soldiers, my 100 soldiers, are all waiting outside for you. We are about to take all of you out. Nobody's leaving this place alive." He looks at all of them. Then, soon as he's about to rush to them, who's back up right behind him?
Mikey.
Bro, how did you feel when that boy Mikey just stands up in cold, almost cold blood and just says, "I did that to punish myself"?
He let him get hit, bro. Like that, it was the coldest thing you could have said. Because you're sitting there, you're like, damn, Mikey, like, why'd you get hit like that? Like, you were supposed to come up and be this big hero.
You're always so fast.
Yeah. I was like, bro, how are you? You're like the best fighter. I just don't understand. Like, that's not your character. Okay for development. And then he says that, and I'm like, well, that makes sense.
I knew it was about to go down. I was like, he just took a literal gorilla concrete punch to the head.
Like, that one would have killed
And
Takemichi.
just got right back up. In a flash, Mikey kicks him in the dome so fast you don't even see it animated. It literally flashes so fast. Just, whoop. In an instant, Taiju, the gorilla ape-like man, almost 8 times the size of Mikey, knocked out cold.
Out. Like, knocked out. Not just, like, on the ground. Like, out, bro.
Laying down beneath Mikey as he's just sitting there staring at this weak gorilla compared to him. The rest of the crew is just, they're astounded. 'Cause they were shocked that Mikey got down so quick, too. They were like, what? Like, Mikey got down so quick? And then they see him knock Taiju out literally within an instant with one kick.
When they've been fighting Taiju for hours now, bro.
Literally trying to jump this man. Literally
Can't do shit.
4 or 5 on 1. Can't even touch this man. And Mikey, within an instant, kicks him and knocks him out,
Just
bro.
handled, bro. And we need to, bro, like, how strong is Mikey? Like, he really is
But-
invincible.
Really, the invincible Mikey. And just when we think Taiju's over, he gets back up. Kind of shaky.
He barely able to move, but
you
he's
know,
got a plan.
he's a gorilla. So you're like, hold up, he's back up. He threatens to Mikey. What does he say? "I got all my 100 soldiers waiting outside right now."
He's like, "You think you beat
guys
me?"
are done. You guys think you beat me?
You beat
Like,
me,
what?
not us.
Yeah, you didn't beat Black Dragon.
And at that point, bro, when he said that, I was like, ha, what? Like, I started to get like, bro, that's such a roller coaster of emotions. Like, yeah, no, yeah, oh my God. And like,
The other Black
I was like,
Dragon
it's over.
members walk in with their little white coats. Taiju, you might want to see what happened outside. Dude, Taiju walks outside and just sees all
Just sitting on the stoop.
hundreds of people just knocked out. Dragon's just sitting there with the club just like, "I just took care of all your boys, buddy."
He's just sitting on the stoop. Yo, y'all ready? Like, we're done out here.
Tell Mikey we're done out here. Your boys are done.
Man, just-
Black Dragon is defeated. So literally, they destroyed Black Dragon. They defeated them in a gang fight in a church with less people, with less of an army.
It was like 5v. It was initially 3v100 to
I mean-
5-6v100.
To show how truly the commanders are, Mikey and Dragon, how much more powerful they are than all these regular ass people. They're nuts.
They're gods, bro. And think,
Of
Draken
anime,
wouldn't even be here. He'd be locked up.
bro.
If it
Literally,
weren't for Takamichi.
they showed that scene of actually of Kid Draken, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to see
When he first met Damn, who was that?
having a blank.
I'm having a blank.
It was
It was a good scene too. I really liked it.
I'm pretty sure it was the guy that Takamichi went back.
Oh, Hakai. Wasn't it Hawkeye as a kid?
Was it Hawkeye?
Because they were the... No, sorry, it was Hatsuya. Because they were the
No,
twin
it was another
dragons.
Commander. Yeah, it was the guy who had the twin dragons because he had a tattoo of the same dragon because he wanted to follow Draken since then, but Draken made him grow his hair out, so we didn't even know he actually had that tat up
Right?
until then.
That was so... It was so cool. I'm like, why are we getting this little, like, backstory and everything? And, bro, it was a good little story to just throw in there, too.
Oh, I know, it was awesome, and to see Takamichi get placed as commander over the Black Dragon unit.
Even more...
How did you
impor-
feel?
Okay, so, like, when they do the post-Christmas Day announcements...
Oh snap!
Oh, my God, bro. So, yeah,
Yeah,
first
we're
is...
skipping over Hina, literally.
Yeah, do not skip that.
Oh my god!
He, you got it. You got it.
All I was gonna say is the fact that they got back together. We were all waiting for that. She stormed back to her father. Was like, "How dare you tell someone else that they can't be with me? Like you can't decide who the hell I love. You don't know how nice and sweet this guy is.
He would do anything for me, and we know that.
Literally would go in front of apes and gorillas, like we've said before.
Will Lily travel back in time 12 years to get himself
He will
murdered
travel
day in,
back
day
in
out?
time. It don't matter how many times she's died and how many timelines, he will travel back in time. And my favorite character of the entire anime, I've said before, Hina's brother, he is just a goat. I love him. I always say that.
He's
I just
such a
have to
good
mention
kid.
him. But
But back to the announcements now. They say we defeated Black Dragon. The 11th generation is done. Now Taiju's gone. Their new leaders are the two underlings. They're gonna take it over, and they're gonna join Taman. But they will only do it if they're under Division 1 for Takamichi, making them at the time the second biggest division. And now, granted, Takamichi's like, they have some ulterior motives. They say, listen, we know you can't trust us, but if you need something, let me know. We got you.
Takamichi just really reminds him of his brother. And now that we got to see his brother more, Takamichi looks a lot like him.
Acts like
He
him.
acts just like him. He has that same leadership where, you know, no matter how weak he is, he is everyone's strength. How do you feel when Mikey turned to Takamichi and said, Takamichi, I am weak and you are strong?
That gave me, you can't tell because I got a hoodie on, but that gave me chills.
Bro,
Bro.
Takamichi is always thought to be the weakest character of the anime, but the strongest person in the anime looked at him and said, to me, you are the strongest. You are the strength. You are my strength.
This whole anime in that moment, like, is really like what this whole anime is about. It's not like, you know, it's this anime about like a biker gang and these tough, big, strong guys, but it shows that strength is not your muscles or your brawn. It is what you are true to your values. If you are true to yourself, you are a strong person. If you will easily break and cause others harm and stuff because other people tell you to, or you're following the wrong ways, you are a weak person. The strong are Takamichi, who stays true and fights knowing that they're probably going to lose, but will do anything because it is the right way.
Wow. And before we move on from Tokyo Revengers, Spoiler, if you haven't seen up until now, we find out he gets back to his normal timeline, Takamichi.
Wait. You missed something. You skipped a big moment in the announcement.
What was that?
Mikey kicked out Hisaki
Yes.
and Hanma. And if those two went, all of Mobius, all 350 members, which would drop Taman down to only 100 members, probably not counting the new Black Dragon people.
I did almost skip over that. He was screaming, like, you need me. Like, he was basically telling Mikey, like,
Hisaki,
it's
the
not gonna
cool,
work.
calm, collected, calculated guy, the evil Bon, if you will.
No, he's not. Don't ever compare him to the legendary Bond. Hisaki? Oh, man. Well, Mikey just knew he was alright. He just knew this guy is not trying to benefit the rest of us.
But it was that Mikey didn't have his brother to lean on. He didn't have that voice. He's doing everything on his own. And so Hisaki came up and said, let me be your power. You're weak, let me be your strength. But what he really needed was Takamichi's strength. And now that he has it, he doesn't need that false prophet Hisaki. Get him the f*** out of here.
Mikey just wanted to ride with his boys, bro.
That's it.
He just wanted to ride with his boys.
Just want a guy's night.
You know? What a great anime, bro.
And now we skip back to the future.
And he finds out who... Because he thinks he fixed the timeline, right? He gets back to his timeline. He's like, man, Hina seems to be alive.
Taiju's alive.
Everyone's still there.
It's a perfect outcome. It's like you couldn't have asked for a better series of
in a
events.
suit. You're almost like, wait, is he like a businessman now? Is he doing something like productive? Where is he at?
Well, it's weird. It's like everyone else is in like a suit too. It's all black uniforms. Oh, this is a funeral.
Dude.
Whose
Crazy.
funeral?
He sees the sisters of who it is in the funeral, and he comes to the realization, I'm at whose funeral?
Hatsuya's funeral. The Hatsuya who came on Christmas Eve and helped Hakai and everyone. The one that we don't have his backstory yet, but we've gotten like just enough. The twin dragon, man, come on.
So all we do know is Takamichi is probably going to try to go back and fix what he feels he messed up in this timeline.
I do have to ask you one last question about Tokyo Revengers. When he goes back into the future and Hatsuya's sister Luna comes up, did you not think that was Hina? Because I saw the pink hair and I went, oh, he did it. I thought it was Hina.
For a brief moment, I thought it was Hina until I heard the voice.
Yep.
Because they already showed older Hina. And until the mole. I didn't see the mole.
Yeah.
And, her beauty mark.
But that was a dirty move on them. The first thing they show in the future is a pink-haired character. I was like, oh, it's Hina. He did it. We got it. And that's what classic Tokyo Revengers. And that's the thing with the series. It's so great. But you have to realize, like, as an anime, we're not going to get our conclusion. You can't wrap it up in a bow this early. There needs some conflict.
It's not over yet.
It's not that easy.
It's not over. Well, because messing with timelines can be really tricky. There's no outcome where you're going to get it exactly right, where you're going to make sure the future comes exactly how you wanted it. There's no possible way.
Yeah. It's, such a good show. Definitely check it out. Don't watch it on Hulu with ads. If you want, I have an anime website for you.
I have to go into a very special anime that we've been mentioning lately that's been hot on the radar. It's been literally taking over everyone's mouths in the anime community. Blue Lock has it on lock.
We said it last time. If you are not watching this, we're not going to tell you to watch it. We already told you that. Just all you need to know is you're missing out if you're not. Oh, baby.
We already knew what was going to go down. They go against the other best, Rin, his team, Bachura.
The top 1, 2, 3 players and Bachura, who is probably one of the best passers and jugglers of anybody.
Your boy Bachira finally unlocked his monster. And I have to say, I didn't expect this to be his way of unlocking his monster. But I think the plot and the way they wrote that was genius.
They stressed this monster, this thing, the whole anime. And we're looking for an Isugi, we're looking for in other characters.
Right, yeah, so before we get on, like, to anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, in Blue Lock, right, to be the best striker, they're very much unlocking their monster side, right? It's almost like their power-up, right? Or almost like their
Like the best
Super
form of
Saiyan
them.
form. Where they are finding, they call it their monster side, right? Where it's just almost like a raging... It's like almost like them just losing themselves and just becoming one with the soccer game or the football game.
Yeah.
And bro, the way they did it with Bashira is he realized if they were to lose right there in that moment, because right, the score was tied 4-4. Next goal was gonna win. If he were to win right there in that moment, or if Bashira were to lose, he would no longer get to play with Ishiki
Or Rin.
Isagi or Ren, which literally triggered him so hard. Literally, he realized, like, no, I will not settle for this. I must play soccer with these people. That I can never see myself not playing soccer with them.
He realizes
Just powers up and goes crazy down the field. Just boom. Every play you seem like they're closing in on him on defense, and it seems like he has to pass it. Nope, he just goes right by them, crosses them. He's just duping everybody, just going through the field. Gets all the way down to the field. Open goal. Botcher about to just kick it in to end them. He says, I'm not done playing soccer. What happens, Tuz? Let you step in.
Now, in this moment, you need to know there are 3 people covering Bachira. There's no way you can get out of it. This man kicks the ball in the air and does like a somersault, goes through, and he's like, I got it. And right at that last moment, Isagi blocks it with his foot.
The monster in Isagi just showed himself present. Blocks the shot the last second. Because we were left at a cliffhanger last week where Bachira, you think he's about to just, boom, kick it right in. Open goal, right?
And it's either goal or someone's blocking it. Those are the only 2 possibilities. And you need to know before this entire competition
over.
is Isagi learning how to devour people and run the field, while Rin, his competitor, already has full control of the field. Who can see and do it better? And in our mind, Isagi won. He blocked and he outread Rin.
Well, what's crazy is it's true, right? Isagi was chasing Bachira the entire time, but he himself knows he would have picked Rin over Bachira because he's not going to pick favorites to slow down his progress to become the greatest striker of all time.
I'll argue you on that one. No way.
Wow.
He wants the perfect team, and him picking Rin will be the same thing as him picking Nagi's partner, Rio, or whatever, back in the day. They do the same thing he does, and he doesn't need that. He needs someone to cover the area they're missing, and what they don't have is a dribbler. They have the glam guy, which is the same as Chigiri. The speed, you got the long legs. You got the muscle, which is Baru. You got Nagi, who just fucking does everything. And they needed Bachira, not Rin.
No, it was going to be Rin.
You still think
he
so?
would have picked the better player, the better striker, the one that can make more plays, the one that's going to spark more things. Why? It was the same way he picked King over somebody he favored more. He picked King over someone that would have been a better teammate, like you just explained. But what happened in this latest one? King was the biggest mismatch. The nervous guy who's like there's a player who's just like freakishly nervous about everything. Every time King is up against him, he just gets this strength that you never see on anyone else, and
Ridiculous.
he's just stopping King. And to me, that was the biggest mismatch, was the nervous guy versus King.
But then at the same time, King is what they needed because Rin's so calculated that he can't predict Baru's movements because the man's just an aggressive rule breaker. Like, he's just aggressive. He's going against his own team. And that's why Rin would never fit in their puzzle of what they're trying to do. They're an explosive randomness. Rin is calculated.
No. I counter that because first of all, you're about to see what's about to happen because we know what happened. But I counter that because Rin, like I said, was the best on that team. Isagi would have picked the best player on the team. We know it. Bachira turned back to him, and you know, he was happy after. So you know, they finally they get. We didn't even say what happens, right?
No, we didn't. Sorry, there's so much in these episodes.
There's a lot to break down. So Bachira gets blocked by Isagi. Isagi throws it up in the air. And where does it land? Right in Rin's view, and Rin has a clear open goal and just strikes it right in.
Bop, right in the corner.
It was unstoppable. And I have to mention this because Ishigi asked, he said, "How do I beat you? How do I not lose to you? How did you win?" He said luck. Luck was his answer.
Luck was the whole title of that. It was the title of the last episode too.
Yep.
And that's and then they go into luck.
The announcer's even breaking down luck. Yeah, they go into
from a
luck.
scientific point of view. Because they said you calculated everything else. I'm like, well, what do we do with luck? He's like, oh, you can calculate luck. He's like, you just don't know how to view it because you guys are still so low. I finally built you up to a point where now that you understand all this, I can show you how to see the science behind luck.
Wow.
Which Rin already knew. And that's the reason why he beat Isagi.
Did you think he was that they were gonna choose the white-haired kid? Because I think Bachira said I can play without Isagi. I'm going. We should pick, and he was ready to pick someone. Who do you think he was gonna pick?
So the only one we don't know is Bachira, and I think did Bachira said he would pick him? Because I know the muscle dude said I was going to pick you. The glam guy said he was going to pick Chigiri.
Bachira said he wasn't going to pick Isagi. He literally said he.
So then, yeah, he would have picked Nagi, no doubt.
Nagi, yeah.
No doubt.
So that's crazy to me because like they all sat back there when Rin was the one who decided. He said I scored the last goal. Like I get the final choice.
He shut them up, bro.
Yeah, and they were like, all right, we have no say. He definitely ran the field, and when he picked Isagi, I knew it because I kind of predicted this kind of before. I was like, there's no way. I was like, Rin has to pick Isagi if they lose, because Isagi would pick Rin. They were easily the two best on the field.
Oh yeah.
They were matched up so well. Isagi was finally put him on a corner. Rin had never felt defeated, even in a win. Like he had never felt defeated before, and he won. He felt defeated.
And they both felt defeated from each other, which was so good. Like, in this moment where we're watching, we're like, they're both doing the craziest thing ever. They're both like, I don't like that game. Like, I don't feel like I won. He's like, I don't feel like I lost right. Like, they're both just like, oh, there should have been something more. And also, I do want to say why I still am going to counter that he would have picked Bachira. Because remember when he blocked the shot? Isagi said to Bachira, I knew you could do it. I knew you could break through with your ego and devour. Because before, in the middle of the game, he was like, Bachira, I'll leave you behind.
I promised you, he was proud of Bachira unlocking his monster. But I still know he would have picked Rin, even after that moment happened. Rin was very much controlling the field. He controlled the field. He understands this luck factor the most that they're now getting into. He understands. He's ahead of the game. He sees it before. It's kind of like if you've ever played Rocket League, where you kind of have to see, you kind of gotta like predict what's gonna
Moves
happen
ahead, yeah.
before it happens, and that kind of will leave you ahead of the game. Like it might not always happen like that, but you kind of gotta like work that way.
But that's what we'll go back and forth on this all day. Senpais, let us know. Am I wrong in just like Bachira biased?
That's his
Who would
boy,
they have picked?
and that's why I started the Blue Lock conversation with his boy Bachira, because I know he
I
loves him.
love Bachira, man. He's such a
And
good
he had
character.
such a great moment. It showed exactly through his childhood why this monster he had the entire time and was kind of ignoring, and when he unlocked and finally found his reason to let it loose, I gave your boy props.
Oh, yeah.
But Rin would have been the choice. Yeah, y'all let us know who y'all think
I do.
Isagi and his teammates would have chose.
I do want to get into the fact that at this point, what Blue Lock does so good, which I think Assassination Classroom has done good, One Piece does well, everyone like building all these different characters. I'm getting so attached, like Nagi, Baru,
I
Chigiri.
really am too. I know.
And now we have to see them on another team, and they're like, once again, like, we're gonna crush you. Go now. And then once he looks away, like they break down, and like this is another group of people that they all only one gets to leave all this. Like all these people are gonna have to get beaten by Isagi. Even my Bachira is gonna have to get beaten by Isagi because he's a main character, and hopefully he can become the #1 ego. But
Wow.
I don't want to watch anybody go, bro.
Yeah, no, don't get. We love all the characters, Suze, but don't get attached because we very much have seen people come and go in this anime already, and things change. Teammates change quick.
Crazy.
It's literally why it's so good, because it's such at a fast pace that I think for any new watcher or like new people getting into anime or old people, like it's such a good pace, and you will love this anime.
It's the other thing that's too is like everybody knows soccer. Like I don't play soccer religiously or anything. Like I played it every now and then with friends, but they give you everything you need to know. It's nothing complicated. It's a simple anime that they make so extreme.
Yeah,
And it's like
they make me want to
it's
play
enjoy-
soccer.
yeah.
And I love animes that can, inspire that and motivate that. And maybe it'll help for this new generation of soccer players and new kids to, like, be more ecstatic to play and see that anime, like, giving it their sport more hype,
Yeah, man. And like you said when you first started talking about this, there is a lot of buzz on the internet now. Like the Blue Lock things I've seen in the past 2 weeks, it's all over the place. I don't know if I'm just saying it too close to my phone and my phone's like, oop, show him Blue Lock or what. But like, bro, it's finally getting big. And I'm telling you,
It's
like,
huge.
we've been
it's
saying it.
getting big. Yeah. Well, I feel like anybody that's, like, watching it is like, yo, this is a super suggestion.
Yeah.
Like, you have to watch it. Like, you have to watch. They're telling anybody, like,
There's-
Blue Lock is a must watch.
I don't think there's anybody, like any of my friends that I would show this to, that they would be like, I don't like it. Like, I genuinely think I could put it on for anybody and just be like, hey, like, it's a sports anime. If that's not your thing, okay, but at least watch a couple episodes with me. And I can promise you by episode, if not episode 1, by episode 2 or 3, they're going to be like, I like it. I'm in.
No, this anime, like I said, it's making me more hype about the sport itself. So if you can do that, you're doing a great job as a writer. As the animators, they're doing a phenomenal job. I got to give it up to them.
Also, we've moved on.
Senpai credit.
Now, they're into the third selection, the final part of the process, because they have their team of 5 made. It's now Glam Boy, Nervous Boy, Rin, Bachira, and Isagi. We really need to learn their other names. I just know Glam and Nervous Boy.
Yeah, Glam Boy. No, because he always says
he's
Glam.
Glam,
Yeah, no,
Glam.
that's a perfect name for him. Thanks. Love that.
But yeah, that's a team of 5 versus another team of 5. Who's that team of 5, Drace?
I kind of forgot. Who is
The
that?
professional, like, league
Oh, they're
players.
gonna play league players now. Oh my god.
Like world renowned people.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
play.
This anime is not slowing down. Like, if you are not on it, please watch it right now.
They just keep doing crazier things.
It's a must watch. And I gotta say, another must watch is Attack on Titan. And I know Twos hasn't seen the latest episode.
It is okay. I got the hat for
But
you.
I will at least go in, from my perspective, right? Oh my God, you just see all the freaking beast titans just marching. This city, this territory, this land seems and deems to be doomed. We get to see, what's going on with Armin, the rest of the crew. They finally, right, give Armin the captain. I won't spoil it because you haven't seen it
Captain
yet.
Armin.
I'll spoil that, but I won't tell you why, and I won't tell you what happens before that. But somebody risked their lives to hold all the Titans back because they're on a mission to stop this man, Aaron. And Aaron is even in their minds. He's literally in their minds. They're all wondering, like, all right, he has the power to literally control us. Why is he not? He tells them, you guys all can try to stop me. You're not stopping me.
What?
So, bro, like, literally, this anime is about to go off. Like, Attack on Titan is about to freakishly go off. We finally see who Armin's love is. His love interest.
Armin's got a love interest?
Yes, I'm going to tell you that. Annie is Armin's love interest. And I thought it was so interesting because we never saw it coming. She finally had like a pretty girl moment too, right? Armin goes up and, he confesses it and she kind of knew. And even Mikasa's kind of like just surprised, like, bro, like, when did this happen? Like,
Annie?
when? And yeah, man, Armin apparently always had a thing for her, bro. And that's crazy because I didn't really see that coming either. But it's so sweet when you actually see it coming. And all I got to say is, Aaron literally threatened these people. He says, you can try to stop me. They all took a freaking suicide plane, which barely could land. They all finally made it there. And now everything's about to go down, bro. Like, all I'm going to say is Attack on Titan. If you haven't watched it yet, like I say about all these animes, must watch.
All right, so you know I'm watching a whole bunch right now. Is it worth adding in my list or waiting a couple episodes and catching up? Because I still need final season 1, 2, and like 3.
We have an anime podcast, dude. You should watch it.
I know.
I know. I mean, I give him props, everybody. He is catching up with One Piece. He has advanced.
I'm up to episode 75 at the
70s.
moment.
He's in the 70s. Go Piece is at a freaking rapid pace. Literally, he's having to team up with old villains that he's defeated, like some very sentimental villains that he had to defeat in the past. And where he's at right now, he's having to even team up with them. I'm not going to spoil.
Bro,
I'm not going to
what?
spoil. I'm just going to say that. And like I said, One Piece, the anime, the manga, it only gets better and better and better. I was stunned because Twos, since he's such a aversion to the anime and everything, he mentioned the whale.
So when Luffy enters the Grand Line, there's this whale that was abandoned for 50 years by a crew, and it is pissed trying to break the ridge, and Luffy puts him on his team and says, I promise to come see you again. And I said, am I going to see that whale again, or was that like a lie that like just gets shoved under the rug?
I don't want to spoil this for Twos, but I told him it's related to someone in the crew, and you are going to be like, wow.
I'm so excited. I do also need to
Twos?
apologize to everyone that told me to watch it. I know I've said this, and I know I was wrong. I gave you all a hard time, and I knew once I would watch it, I would love it. But God, do I love it. It is good, man. Like, even like the slow episodes, I see what people are like, even their filler is like good filler. Like, it's fun story that can still like relate a little bit. I love it,
In the
dude.
Nami and Arlong arc.
Bro, the 4 of them are walking up and they're like, you made Nami cry. Coldest scene ever, bro.
Oh.
Cold. It's Zoro,
Always hits.
Sanji,
That's a scene that
Usopp.
will always hit. It's timeless. He is now arriving to Alabasta. Before I say that, he had a thing for Nami's sister even more than Nami.
How come nobody talked about Nami's sister, bro?
Yo, Nami's sister's fine, but we love Nami, bro. Like, wait till you get further, bro. Nami is literally, she's my favorite women anime or girl anime.
I'm sure I'm gonna love her, but listen, I will say I've been seeing all these women coming in. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely a Sanji. If I were in this show, I'd be like, bag.
Yeah, that's why you're Sanji, bro. I already told you, bro. You're definitely a Sanji. Nah, Go Piece is just doing it so good, man. I'm so happy you're on that wave, man.
I'm sorry it took so long.
By the time you catch up, like, you're gonna be at the perfect like time. I'm telling you, you're gonna hit it right on time.
No, I can't wait. Speaking of things that you put me on, you were trying to talk to me about a band that I've never heard of.
Whoa. Everybody, pause real quick. Two's Senpai doesn't know who New Jeans are, or didn't know who New Jeans were before this podcast. I literally made him watch the music videos. Before this, I was like, no. I was like, either you're banished from Senpai tapes or you watch these freaking music videos right now because they are the hottest thing on the internet right now. And Hani, I'm sorry. Yo, but literally, New Jeans, oh my God. OMG is one of their titles of like their new hits too. And you go back and listen to their all their other old music, they are the hottest thing right now, bro. Beautiful little Asian girls, all super talented with super intricate dance moves that are very advanced. They have like a lo-fi hip hop like cool style that like that they make into K-pop, that they make into pop. Like, I have been waiting for a K-pop group that does this. And me, you know me, I'm obsessed with Blackpink. New Jeans, wow, they've taken us by storm. They are the culture. Two's is about to be bumping them on the way back. He's about to be bumping them everywhere he goes. Oh my God. Bro, you're going to see him like, he going to be watching the music videos. Bro, they are killing it. I constantly say on this pod how much K-pop has grown on me and how much it's just blowing up.
I do have to say, so he brought it up. He's like, if you don't know New Jeans, and word for word, he's like, if you don't know New Jeans, get out of this podcast. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are New Jeans? Like, I'm wearing shorts. I'm not even wearing jeans today, bro. Like, and so he puts it on. He's like, hold up. Like, I'm going to set everything up. Listen to this. And in the meantime, you can ask him. I was just sitting here like, okay. All right. Like, I couldn't help but dance. I'll give it to him. I'm not a big K-pop guy. They slap.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's definitely catchy. It's a bop. And that was only the one song you showed me, so I definitely, like, send me some more recommendations, because I want to look on their stuff.
I'm going to show them after this pod real quick.
I do listen to baby metal, though. If y'all don't know baby metal, great Asian, like, death metal. Like, they kill it, bro. These girls shred. Like,
he asked me, he's like, because after I said that, he's like, wait, he's like, do you know baby metal? I'm like, who?
Yeah, I'm like, don't talk to me about New Jeans if you don't know baby metal.
Dope. They're probably dope. I'm sorry, but like, I was like, yeah, how do you not know New Jeans? Like, you're coming in my face about baby metal. I'm sure they're great, but like, come on, bro, go buy you some New Jeans or something. They're so smart. They're so on brand that they've become new ambassadors for Levi.
No way.
New Jeans, with the name.
Damn.
I just saw a new.
That's so smart.
I just saw a new Nike Air Max commercial with all of them with the new shoes, bro.
Wait, you didn't say they have Nike deals already.
Nike deals. I'm talking about they have millions of views, almost hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. They're huge right now.
All right, guys. Senpai Drace is putting you on before anybody. If you knew about them, you're like Senpai Drace.
I'm putting
shout
on
out to y'all.
I'm sure. I have faith in most of the senpais. I'm sure most of the senpais know about New Jeans.
Bro, I'm saying I had no clue. He came. I was like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" And dead ass, like I listened to it, and I even went in like, I'm not gonna like this, but I'll give it a listen. And like, even being stubborn, I was still like, "Hey,
bro,
hey."
Wait till you hear it more and more. You're like, wait, all right, yo, bro, cause me, like you know me, bro. I listen to a lot of girl music, bro. Like I listen to all the pop stars. Like I have no shame. I have Ariana Grande songs. I have Camila Cabello songs. I have Haley Steinfeld songs.
Bro, you
I
kidding me?
listen to a lot of pop stars.
Miley Cyrus's new
I
album
listen to-
slapped.
But I mean, I probably even more listen to like R&B, like SZA and like her and
Yeah, Kelly Uchis.
Yeah, you know me.
Well, come on. Her album
but
slapped
all
too.
of them, I listen to all of them like a lot. Like so, like I'm a big fan of like just the women artists of today. Like they're freaking killing it, bro. They're killing it.
God bless, bro. There is something I want to put you on. You put me on to New Jeans.
Oh, it's an anime recommendation. We
And-
we haven't had one of these in a
It's-
few weeks, guys.
It's been a while. I've been catching up on One Piece.
Okay.
I'm gonna get into Attack on Titan. I want to get further in One Piece. I'm really digging it. Y'all made a monster out of me.
Yes. We gave him a devil fruit, everyone.
But I mentioned this anime before, and season 4, the second half just finished, and I cannot stress how great the character designs are, the story, the character growth. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Watch it. There's
Ooh.
4 full seasons out now.
You know, I love that you give me that suggestion because, you know, one of the very first suggestions I got in one of our DMs for our podcast was that as a suggestion. They said, "Oh, they asked me for recommendations." Like, "Oh, can you give me recommendations?" And I gave them a whole list, and one of the first ones they gave me was actually that anime.
It's phenomenal. So I mentioned this before. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, another harem anime. I don't want to watch it. It is not a harem anime. The reason, and I never understood the title, because he doesn't go in the dungeon and pick up girls ever. But this season made it all come together. It is a story of this main character that is like just a solo little adventurer, ends up getting a whole team, like a One Piece style. Like at this point, his guild familia is like 15 people deep from like other families that aren't even part of his, and they got into the dungeons, and all these women love him, not because he's this like cool guy, but he fights to the death for them. Like he does anything for his team. He puts people on. He is strong as hell, not trying to show off, just doing everything to protect people. And he's getting fame out of it, and he doesn't even want the fame. Like one of the best main characters, one of the best stories. Action is phenomenal.
Check it out.
Just underrated. Please watch it.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. I have a question for you that's a little different. If you could choose any anime character that you could have their swag for a day, dressed like them,
Ooh.
who do you got?
Ooh.
Did you see honorable mentions? Did you see Piccolo when he dressed up to get his driver's license?
What?
Fresh, bro. Fire.
What?
Yeah. I also gotta say, to me, Trunks
Trunks had a cold
is
outfit.
an honorable mention. I could definitely take his swag.
Honestly,
That
half of the
jacket.
Tokyo Revenger characters, their jackets and shit, those things are
That's
cold,
you-
bro.
what, the
They got
school
the boot-
uniforms or like when they're dressed?
No, they're like their biker gang like jackets with like
Oh,
the
yeah,
like the
yeah.
tank underneath,
The
the Doc
Toman-
Martens,
the
like the
Toman,
yeah. Well, all of them,
suits.
even like the Mobius ones were sick, like the white ones with the like red tag, like bro, a couple of them had some dope looking fits.
Just let me take Kuwabara's swag. I just want the hair to swoop like that one time and just have that cool ass blue suit, bro. Oh my god. Let me take Kuwabara's swag one time.
I'm trying to think. I'm so mad because there's a couple people that I watch anime. I'm like, damn, they kind of drip. Like, hold up, where you get that at? Oh man. Nah, I don't know. I can't think of too many. Everybody's
think of
got
it?
like. I'm trying to think. Like we were talking about this
Cool
earlier.
swag.
Not a lot of anime do people like swap outfits. Like it's like, do you want their main character fit or not?
There's a lot of swag in Naruto.
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
mean, If you think about
Asuma Sensei.
oh,
Asuma? Bro, I would-
Kakashi,
Damn.
I mean,
the Gojo fits.
Naruto, yeah, that's probably the anime that I would reference most outfits from. You know, that Dragon Ball. Oh
Hmm.
my god. The latest manga chapters of One Piece, the outfits are so fresh. They're like future like. Oh my
Damn.
god. They done did it at the Dr. Vegapunk location. Oh my lord. another honorable mention of One Piece. Oh my god! Finally, we're gonna get to see Shanks fight in the manga, and we've been waiting for this so long. Like, and they did it so right, and they waited for the right time. And who he's about to fight first? Oh!
Has Shanks not fought in the anime?
Oh no, he's fought.
Okay, I was like,
But like, and he was at the war too. But like, you haven't seen him go all out yet. He hasn't. He still hasn't. We haven't got to see him go out. We've only heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've only just seen a flash of him of Hawks telling him, "Hey, a certain somebody made it to the Grand Line," and showed him his Luffy's wanted poster.
Yeah, man. Now I was gonna say another honorable swag mention. Hawks from My Hero.
Bro, absolutely. Hawks' fit is
He's just got swag himself too. You know, he's just got that drip, man.
Honestly, Mob Psycho with the monkey shirt.
Ooh.
Mob his old Banana
hilarious.
Republic shirt.
Damn, that episode was so good, bro. I'm glad you mentioned that again.
Right?
That's another honorable mention.
Dude, there was a lot of this podcast that was Mob Psycho. We don't forget.
We're just going through honorable mentions right now, aren't we? Another honorable mention, Black Clover movie on the way.
Oh, it's so close, guys.
Let's go!
We're filming this on the 18th. I think it comes out the 30th. I'm dying, bro. I've been itching for like a year and a half for this.
Bro,
I miss
one of the most slept on, underrated, unappreciated, undertalked, just straight disrespected anime that the community has ever been graced with, ever been blessed with. And to all you haters that haven't got through any of the freaking first like 20 episodes, you
frick you guys. Frick you. It's not my middle finger.
Losing out. You are completely missing out. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm looking at the light. Yo, y'all are completely missing out.
I do want to say though, I personally feel like Black Clover has been getting the love. Just recently, I've been talking to friends, and like I've been talking about anime with stuff, and somebody's like, "Are we not going to talk about Black Clover?" And I was like, and I like, you know me, I'm ready to fight. I was like, "What do you have to say about Black Clover? Say some dumb shit." And they were like, "Bro, it's so good. You guys should all watch it." And everyone's tagging in like, "Yeah." And I was like,
awesome strength to freaking deck
dude,
him.
I was ready to argue with people. Like I'm like, "Bro, it's not bad. Like maybe the first 50 episodes you can argue because it's like a little slower, but once it takes off, like once you get the Sea Cave arc, it does not stop." And every single one was like, honestly, bro, like I had trouble the first couple episodes, and then like from there on I was good. I was like, "Oh, y'all only struggled like 3 episodes? God bless. Eat it up."
So, Senpais, I have a side quest for 2 since he's on a One Piece journey. It came to my Netflix suggestions yesterday. Again, Kuroko no Basket is the other GOAT sport anime, and I wouldn't say it's better than Blue Lock for no reason.
You're saying it's better than Blue Lock?
I'm saying that I wouldn't say that for no reason.
You said it before, but like where we're at now with Blue Lock, if you're still saying that,
I'm still saying it because when you watch that anime, you will truly understand what I have witnessed. You're sitting next to a goat right now.
I know.
The fact that he's right next to him, the mascot of the freaking team.
I put it on my queue live during one of the podcasts.
Bro,
it's
I'm
on
sorry,
there.
but you have to watch it, bro. It's so good.
Speaking of which, you just reminded me, Senpai's out there. I'm sure a couple of you heard me talking about, is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? And you're like, all right, yeah, that's one slept-on anime. But when are you guys going to talk about Bungo Stray Dogs? The season's going. Drace and I are waiting to binge this whole season. I watched the first 2, and it was a little confusing with the pacing because things were going back and forth. And I was like, you know what? I want to binge this whole thing.
We told each other that we're gonna binge that one and we're gonna talk about it and really get to dive in, because Bungo Stray Dogs is really good, bro. The first few seasons were freaking dank. Like
It's got a good
I
movie,
wouldn't
too.
say the main character is like the original Gojo for no reason. Watch Bungo Stray Dogs. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, that boy's not the main character, the main like
The main
teacher.
sensei, the main senpai,
Bro,
right?
and I think it has 1 or 2 movies. The movies are gas. Like, and I'm pretty sure they're
Haven't
both
seen the
canon.
movies.
I'm pretty sure they're both
But
canon
I have
too.
to see the Kuroko no Basket movie still. I've been
That's
promising
got a movie
myself,
too?
and it's so good. I haven't seen it though, but everybody's like, bro, it's just like the anime. They have a tournament where they all get back together, and it's like, oh, I got.
That sounds sick.
So I gotta see it. Yeah, that is a must-watch too. It's Kuroko no Basket. To the other senpais, I always say that. Another honorable mention. I have been watching the latest South Park, and I have to give it to them. It's always the funniest cartoon in the world to me. They are now making fun of ChatGPT. So Stan notices, or Wendy, right? Stan's girlfriend
Yeah.
notices Bebe is all happy getting all these texts from Clyde, Oh, he's being so sweet to me, and he's giving me the best texts. Like, just read them, and they're just all these like super intricate, sweet poems and sweet like sayings. And Wendy's like, starts getting jealous. Like, bro, like she's like, I don't get it. All Stan does is freaking send me a thumbs up. All he does is send me up a damn thumbs up to every text I send. And she goes to her text, and all he does is like every text. Every text she sent is just liked,
Bro.
just a thumbs up over it. When you like how you can love the
Yeah.
like it. He just likes all her texts. Like he just goes. And she goes to him and she's like, "Why?" She's like, "Clyde's doing this for Bebe, and you just like my text, and you're not doing enough, and this and that." So, he goes up to Clyde, in the bathroom, and he's like, "Bro," he's like, "What?" He's like, "Tell me what you do. Like, how are you, how are you getting Bebe to be so happy and getting your girl so happy?"
Yeah.
And he's like, he told him the sauce. He's like, ChatGPT, and so what they do, right, is they take their girlfriend's text, put it in ChatGPT, and ask for the best reply. So they were copying and pasting the replies and putting it and texting. He was texting Bebe. Clyde was texting Bebe. AI replies like for literally days upon days. And Stan got put onto the sauce and was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta do this." So he started doing it. Wendy's just like, all
head over
La
heels
La
now.
Land,
Like,
bro, he truly understands me. He really gets me. And dude, so they they are in class, right? And Mr. Garrison's handing out like back their essays like after he grading them, and he's like, "Bro, a lot of these are getting like a few of you." And he's like, he was saying a lot of you guys were crap, but he's like a few handful of you guys actually had really intricate essays, And he passes it out, and then one is Clyde, which was obvious.
the chat.
So, it was ChatGPT. So one was Clyde. So Stan is like, he looks at him like, wow, so you're doing this for essays?
Everything,
like,
bro.
Shoot. So, and then, boom, another one is Cartman. So and they give, and Stan looks at him, and Cartman's just like, and then Stan gets his back. And he used it too, ChatGPT, for the essay. And Cartman looks at him like... so they're all using ChatGPT, right? And they all like meet up in the bathroom like, we can't tell anyone, this and that. And Cartman's like... like, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. Or Butters was the original one who used it. It was
Of course.
So Butters... They're like, yo, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. No, Cartman was like, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. And... Butter's like, I'm the one who told you. Like, what do you mean? Like this and that. And then like, you know, so it's their secret. Like, and it's funny because then, you know, Stan ends up going on this date, right, with Wendy. And she's just like going in like, you truly understood this of what happened when I was 6 and blah, blah, blah. And just like what happened with my cousin and this and that. You just get me. And he's just like sitting there like, yeah.
Thumbs up.
Like sitting there like a bot. Like a complete AI. He had no idea what she was talking about. And literally it's just like, I won't get into the whole episode, like watch it. So like I'll leave it at there, but it's so freaking funny. Watch the latest South Park episode. They start using AI and you just got to see the end, man. All
Bro.
I'm gonna say is that show is always the best. Bro.
I can't. I was just talking to people about that with like the ChatGPT and like how like kids these days are so spoiled because they can do anything. But the way this AI is evolving and like people are really learning how to use it, I cannot wait for the anime industry to start like right now Mappa, who is struggling to do 80 animes at the same time. Once they learn how to get AI to do their kind of animation for them,
I'm
just
all
make it
for
so
it
much
with
easier.
things that you can like save time, but like still keep the creativity in everything you can do.
Yes.
Like for me, like it saves a lot of time for like album covers. Like I know a lot of people like, oh, like, but that would save me so much time because a lot of times I'm like stuck and like not finding, you know, certain album, or I used to be, you know, stuck on like not finding the right album cover, and then it's like, you know, with the AI, it's just boom, you just think of it and just boom, and it comes.
You just got to learn how to type it exactly what you want.
Descriptively, and I've done it a few times, you know. So it's like it's cool, you know. It can be useful. It was funny because, you know, Mr. Garrison, you know, gets told by his boyfriend, who's Rick at the time, and he's basically telling him about the ChatGPT, like, oh, like your students could be like, you know,
oh yeah,
saying like, you know, basically showed him about it, and he's like, you know, you're right when you think like, oh, like he's about
like,
to,
oh damn,
he's about to be like, oh damn, they're all cheating. He's like, I could use this to grade their papers and write their, like, you know, their performances and all that.
Yeah.
So he started using it too.
So it's just
like
AI grading AI work.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's just too funny, man. So like, yeah, you got to see that episode. They're just going in on everything about the whole, you know, everything. They go in on everything.
They always do.
You know, everything. Not politically correct. They go in on. So watch it from the first episode because the first episode had me dying.
I just remembered. Don't know how we forgot about this. An anime that we should probably talk about. How you feel about Vinland Saga?
Oh my god, Tuz. Thank you so much.
How did we not?
We're gonna talk about Vinland Saga and then we're gonna get this to a wrap. Vinland Saga has still been my favorite. I told you that a few weeks ago. I am loving it, bro. Thorfinn, he is going through all the most agony. We see him finally facing his demons, facing everything he's been through. He's finally feeling it. He's finally a human. He's finally feeling all these emotions of all these people he's murdered, all these people he's assassinated. He sees them in his own dreams, just climbing up to him.
His own personal hell.
Askeladd is just there, like, what are you gonna do?
I want to ask, how did you feel about seeing Askeladd again, and the role he had?
It because it led to Thorfinn realizing he has to change the world. How do you feel that he's finally came to the realization he wants to be the one to change it and make it world peace? We see that the prince is very much, I almost think he's very much becoming like his father. He's not becoming exactly what Askeladd had predicted and what Askeladd truly calculated, which I always thought the genius of Askeladd was all of this and that purpose. But maybe him not even knowing it was Thorfinn to be the one and bring world peace and end the slavery like he really wanted the prince to be. Because I almost see the prince even poisoning his own brother. I mean, like, he is just becoming too savage. He's going too left. And I feel like Vinland Saga, to me, is just really going in. I don't know if you've been, like, really in it and, like,
I've been in it, but like I say, it's for me. That's my hardest watch of the season, and it's not because of ads or anything.
I'm a plot fiend.
That's where I'm
so
not.
I'm like, like this anime is gonna get so like literally. I love it. I love it. I told you it's literally my top 4 anime of all time. Still is. It might even climb.
Damn.
It's so. Oh my god, Thorfinn is nothing I ever expected him to be, but now he's just like I said. Now after facing all his demons and facing all that, like he wants to be the person Askeladd would have wanted him to be, the person his dad would have wanted to be, the person that the villagers would have wanted him to be, you know?
Yeah. Well,
He's thinking about going back to Iceland, too.
bro, I don't know what he's going to do. This show can go so
Aim
many
is
ways.
all on his side.
But at this point, I have no hopes, no expectations. I'm just taking the show for what it is. Because after season 1, I had this total image for what season 2 was. And don't get me wrong, I still like this season. It's a great watch. Like, you can ask my roommate.
That is what makes it so great to me, is it's so unpredictable. I love what they did with season 2, bro. And I only see that, like, the anime getting so much better now. Like,
I just don't know where it's going to go. Just, he's like, no more violence. Like, I'm going to do everything my way as, like, a peaceful person. I'm like, okay.
I mean, obviously,
But you can't, in this world, you can't solve answers with peace. And that's what Canute had to learn. That's why he's poisoned. I mean, he has the crown's curse that his
Newt
father
would kick
talked
his
about.
ass right now.
Right now, yeah. He has
They
that,
would
like,
fight.
training
If
in
they
his
would fight.
body, but man hasn't
Yeah, no,
done
he
anything
has
in
his
forever.
natural instincts, but it's been too long. He wouldn't have the muscle memory right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's there, but it's not.
And Canute is just...
Canute
He's
is-
been in the front lines of countless wars. He's taken over king after king. He now has control of Denmark, England,
I'm
everything.
excited.
Bro,
I'm excited because I think Thorfinn's gonna have to be the one to stop Canute.
that wasn't the last episode, that last one, right? It's still going, right?
I think so.
Bro, I don't... That's the one thing I'm worried about. I don't know where they're going to end this season. Like, it's...
Glad we ended off with this one.
Right?
It's like I said, it's another one that where it goes through like where other people would consider a slow moment. To me, it's just building so much plot. I'm like, wow, like they're doing it in ways I never saw coming, and I think they're doing it flawlessly.
And so that's my thing. We've had this talk. I'm very big into more action. I need an episode of action, plot, episode of action, where this whole season has been so much plot and character development, which I don't hate. Like I've watched every
A
episode.
writer's perspective and a non-writer's perspective.
Exactly.
There's gonna be different perspectives, but both perspectives are important. Like they're both important to have. You know what I mean? Like you need the people like me too, where I see so deeply in the story that I'm like that's why I'm invested. It's not always like the flashiness and like the crazy fighting that gets me.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I felt like if it was that for Vinland Saga, I would have stopped with episode 1, because episode 1 was kind of boring to me, and when I first watched it, and then like watching it again, I was like, oh my god, I was tripping. But like I remember it kind of being slow at first, and then just going real ham in the next episodes to come. Like everything just started going fast.
Well, no.
Right now, I think everybody's just so confused because, right? It went so fast in the first season. It was all the development of Askeladd and the prince, and Thorfinn kind of going through being a warrior without like understanding the consequences and understanding really who he was at the time.
Yeah.
And now you're just seeing this side of him, just like he's really becoming a man. He's growing up.
Well, you also have to remember, all of season 1 is going over all throughout these different lands, different people. They're fighting different armies. Like, there's so much where season 2 is just 2 characters. Overall, we're watching 2 characters and, like, the 5 people around them. So it's entirely different. But like you said, like, we need these seasons and our different perspectives, because if a couple seasons now, if I don't read mangas, I don't know anything. If Thorfinn ever picks up a sword again, and if you're watching season 1, you're going to be like, what? What are you talking about? If he ever picks up a sword again from this point on, I'm going to be so excited and thrilled. And that moment is going to mean so much because of this season. Like, the development they've done to him.
I know. It's going to be so epic. It's going to go down as one of the greatest.
Ah,
I have to say, though, we got to wrap up, Senpais. I appreciate everyone sticking around. To the Senpais, to two Senpai,
Dre Senpai,
one of the GOAT Senpais.
you are the GOAT,
Thank
sir.
you so much for coming through, man. Honorable mention, Go Chico. Thank you for being such a great character. Go Chico. Yeah, right? Yo, thank y'all for coming, man. Senpai Taste, we out of here, man. Appreciate you, man.
Peace, y'all. Stay safe.
Senpai, take, senpai, take, senpai, 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 take.